So, and I don't think I've yet to see that in a competitive game, so I'm excited to see that nonetheless.
He has some talents now that empower it, right? On level 10, he gets cooldown, and on level 20, he gets plus 360 damage.
Yeah, that's quite good, quite good.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets there. Support level 20 Alchemist is something pretty unusual. Yeah, I just want to start out by saying I was hoping for Secret to actually last pick a Meepo in this game instead of the Slark. I think both picks have their merits here. I know Ace plays very well on both of them, and he's a Meepo specialist. And the fact that Secret did not pick it here, I think maybe is a hint to where they placed the hero, because I think in the last patch they would have picked it in this position, but it has been nerfed a bit. And they chose not to go for it in this instance. I think it was pretty good.
What was the nerf? The magic resistance is no longer higher than the average, and is that it?
Jungling is worse, and that's a really big part of the hero. So you're just slower at ramping up, and the minus 10% mag resistance is really significant, especially against a hero like Tiny, or Luna. You can die pretty fast. But in the past, Meepo was considered one of the really good heroes against Luna. Just sure, the glaives can balance, but Eclipse is more or less worthless, and you just chain lock her down with Earthbind and kill her off in 2 seconds. But anyway, it's a Slark this game. They didn't like the Meepo, and obviously not the best of power hero either. Just wanted to mention it as an honorable mention from that possible draft. So Vici Gaming, a lot of stun, a lot of lockdown, a lot of damage, let's say. They have physical amplification from both the Acid Spray and the Meld. As we maybe gonna have a fight for the rune here. Oh, Secret didn't want to do it anyway. We're gonna back off.
Ace taking a little right click from the rock guy, but not too much to speak of. We did discuss, of course, off mic, the demonic. Expecting them perhaps to get the Enchantress, just because the enchant is actually a dispel now as well, but probably wouldn't have fit in their lineup, at least the current state.
I think the lineup we just put together, I think the panel is slightly underestimating how good it is. I believe Jack was talking about ease of execution. I don't see this being a that complex lineup to play altogether. But definitely Secret's lineup makes a lot of sense as well. So I'm with them on the assessment of this being probably maybe the closest draft so far. Secret is very strong in team fights with their Sand King and Magnus and Omni Knight heroes, but at the same time, Vici Gaming, if they find any sort of avenue into the fight, they have a lot of burst damage. Speaking of avenue into the fight,
pounce will connect. The self-disruption, though, comes out from Fenrir as the concoction comes out from LAN-M. Should be exciting to see this try go to work.
Yep. Fairly rare sight nowadays.
How do you fare Slark in situations like this? I mean, typically Luna is pretty damn strong.
Luna is great in Charlie, and Slark is hot garbo, but if you have these kind of heroes around it, it can work. Obviously, Sand King and Omni Knight, both able to enable the Slark in lane. There's a stun, and there's obviously the heal. Most of the time, Slark's problem is he can't really commit in the lane because he's too fragile, but Omni Knight heal can help offset that problem. So, can see it work. Yap's trying.
Really looking for that level 1 Burrow Strike, but it's going to be a difficult one to pull off. LAN-M, of course, pretty tanky is that support. You're going to see the pounce applied to Fenrir again. This time the disruption is not on him. The concoction coming out, it's going to be a long one. Lots of damage being applied to Puppies. Running away, though, should be safe for now. They turn the sights onto LAN-M. A lot of trading of damage, but no kills as of yet in this game. Of course, only 2 minutes in so far.
Secret were trying to take advantage of their level 2s. They flat out just killed way more creeps in the lane right now, so they're out leveling the opposing tri-lane. There's a lot of experience coming Vici's way now. I'm curious to see if they're going to split all of it 3 ways, or if they'll give the Luna a bit more here maybe to get that level 3 for the level 2 Lucent Beam. Looks like LAN-M will still be in XP range for most of it. Probably wants to get the Acid Spray point. The first point is really good value point, -4 armor. Great for tri-lanes like this, obviously deals damage too.
Oh, Fata looks like he got a nice skewer onto Young 11. He's going to take heavy damage from that tower. Will live through it, but off to a pretty good start here in the top lane.
Yeah, we should obviously just have a look at the other lanes too. So Tiny versus Magnus, I think, is a Tiny favorite lane. Maybe not by that much, but should be having a good time. And TA versus Lesh is one of those lanes that you pretty rarely see nowadays, but I feel like Lesh has a pretty good grip on this lane, has damage over time with Edict. He has a pretty easy to land stun on TA because her movement pattern is generally pretty predictable when it comes to last hitting, being short range. And of course can punish that TA if she goes to the jungle to farm. You push the tower with Edict, so you force rotation very quickly. Nice benefit from Lesh mid that we don't see too often.
Yeah, we don't see it very often. Do you think it's one of those things you only see in Captain's Draft because there's not that many heroes, or is it just a situation where it's actually good against this Vici Gaming line? You talked about how Refraction obviously not quite as effective because of Diabolic Edict, but going towards like the mid to late stage, how does this Lesh fare in this game?
I think they just have the type of lineup that has everything that Leshrac needs. They have a setup stun They actually have 2 setup stuns, both RP and Sanking stun. They have some sort of save. I think that's very relevant when you're playing Lesh. He deals a lot of damage, but it's very fragile. So having Omni Knight with that, or something like an Oracle or Disrupt from Shadow Demon, something like that, classic combinations. Bottom lane, there's going to be a stun on Luna.
YapzOr going to get first repel onto YapzOr. Here's the pounce onto Lan M. I don't think Secret's going to want to apply any more pressure here. A lot of spells used. Purification still only level 1, of course. Everybody suffering on levels overall.
Secret are doing pretty fine in this lane. Slark has about the same farm as the Luna in this aggro tri-lane. Obviously, Vici Gaming took care of blocking the pull. They placed the top left Observer Ward on that, and Secret thought they were placing a deeper one to the south.
We're seeing the power of that Edict now. Level 2, Ori used the refraction. Now it's on cooldown for 10 seconds. Meanwhile, bottom lane, looks like Ace has taken heavy damage thanks to Fenrir and that Soul Catcher.
He has a healing salve and a lot of sticks, so he's just fine, but we'll be missing some CS. And now this bottom lane is starting to ramp up for Vici Gaming, I would say. They got the Soul Catcher, they're getting level 3 on Shadow Demon. Luna's already level 3.
Diabolic Edict takes off the refraction. YapzOr with the Burrow Strike. Looks like there's some support coming in the way of Alchemist, but it's going to be first blood for mid 1. They're perhaps going on Lan M now as Magnus in the top lane will drop to the deck. So it's a trade of sorts across the map.
Yep. Good rotation from YapzOr.
And knowing that, they're going to aggress onto Ace, at least for now, but Puppey with a Purification will keep his buddy safe.
That's yeah, good move from YapzOr to come in there, already showcasing the great synergy. This is a classic duo. Sanking Leshrac was actually one of the common dual lanes a long while back, all the way back to Dota 1. Mid 1, be careful.
Ooh, that's a close
He
one.
is actually, no, he's not going to run down. Sanking coming in for help as well.
It could potentially turn this around, actually. Mid 1.
Trying to bait Ori in, this is really nice.
Diabolic Edict. Can the Split Earth connect? Not going to be in range this time. Another TP support. This time it will be Shadow Demon. So mid 1 in the mid lane. 18-9 versus TA's 20-12. So pretty much a wash, I would say.
Yeah.
Other than the kill, of course. Bot in the meantime. Still a little bit under leveled compared to Young 11, but kind of to be expected.
Hello. Scouts him out, runs away. He tapped.
Oh my, Young 11 again getting the kill on Fata. That's 2 kills to his name. And that means Vici Gaming is going to be super happy with that, as you're going to see a pounce bottom lane. Purification still online. Paparazzi getting completely surrounded, but YapzOr misses the Burrow Strike.
Easy TP.
And knowing that spell is down, Paparazzi will TP out to safety.
That is one downside of Secret's lineup, is their... Like, if the Sanking stun misses and Mag doesn't have a blink, it's really difficult for them to engage fights, actually. It's very important that YapzOr lands these.
Gets up a huge concoction, and Puppey will fall. YapzOr still has a repel on him, but won't go any further. Paparazzi will go back to the farming route. Ace, in the meantime, with 21-3 CS versus the Luna 25-10.
I love the synergy in this Vici Gaming aggressive tri-lane. It's actually a kind of old school thing to play Shadow Demon and Alk together. Oh, great pounce again.
YapzOr looking for the Burrow Strike. He'll get it. Purification to follow. That's going to be a kill on Luna. Lan M in the meantime, getting that concoction off. Question is, can Secret aggress any further? YapzOr, Burrow Strike coming online shortly. Puppey and company look to take him out. The Purification will hit, and the last hit from Puppey will be enough. And the Avalanche toss from Young 11, who TPs it, will find the kill, so he has 3 kills to his name now.
This Tiny's getting really strong.
Yes, he's very scary.
Haven't talked too much about this, but I feel like this hero has a really good matchup against Slark in the game in general. Obviously, you have the extreme AoE burst, and you're naturally pretty tanky as well. So sure, you're a hero that Slark can hit, but only for a very short period of time. You have to be very careful with how much you commit. Like if you're 3/4 health on Slark in the mid game, you actually just get blown up by Tiny. So Young 11 having this good start has to be concerning for Secret. They actually don't have the best answers to this Tiny. And usually the way you kill cores with this Radiant line, obviously when they're doing well, is you chain stun them. But Tiny, guess what, has a lot of status resistance later on. Locking him down for extended periods of time against disruption as well will not be an easy task for them, and they're going to have to deal with him later. This is not only a Luna game, it's also very much so a Tiny game, and TA also getting farmed. All the course of Vici having a great game right now.
YapzOr taking a Lucent Beam to the face. YapzOr sitting in the trees. It is daytime now. Not sure if the creep's on or not, I doubt it, but looks like we have some rotations from Vici. YapzOr not able to find any sort of an opening there for him. And Ace, of course, once he gets level 6, we'll be able to pretty much stand alone against anybody and start de-warding heroes for that matter. One of those vision heroes. We actually have 2 night vision heroes in the game, one for each respective team. Unless they changed that. Did Slark stayed as a night vision hero, I believe,
I
right?
believe so, yeah. I'm not sure if he got a nerf, but I think he still has more night vision than average if he did. I
Yeah.
don't remember the numbers.
I think so too.
Luna's
Paparazzi?
obviously tied to level of Lunar Blessing.
Right.
So currently has way less night vision than her maximum. We'll be reaching that later, probably around level 14. Generally maximizing the glaives first. He's holding on to a skill point right now, actually. Paparazzi does not want to push the wave with Moon Glaives, wants to secure CS and skill it later when he wants to farm stacks. Do we actually have any stacks right now? We have a bit for the TA. She's got a triple right now that she's farming up. Is that all that they've managed to stack so far? It looks like it.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. TA top of the charts as far as CS is concerned, and LanM's actually level 5 on this Alchemist. That's pretty damn good. He's going to leech some more XP from that Ancient Camp, so it should be level 6 momentarily. Mid one, of course, getting a very early level of Pulse Nova. Has a Kaya right now. At what level do you typically see Pulse Nova picked up on Leshes? He got it at level 6, which I
Most
find
of
a
the
little
time
bit...
6, I think.
These days it is? He picked
Yeah,
it up at 6?
That spell's pretty strong. It's also, especially in this game, it's a secondary way of getting rid of refraction faster. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Bit surprised to see him skipping boots, though. Very unusual.
Huh. Yeah, that's true.
2 and all Kaya, no boots.
I mean, he is
Oh, on the
kind
curve
of,
now.
he's like a half
Coming in.
goat, so he kind of walks faster than normal, you would think.
Needs more boots.
Yeah. Well, has the Kaya, so it's going to deal a considerable amount of damage to Vici if he's able to get off any of these stuns. Of course, does have pretty good setup overall. We're going to see the Lightning Storm going to play, but no Burrow Strike until now. But there's the Pulse Nova doing so much work. Fenrir. Oh, okay, the Eclipse comes into
gonna
play.
die,
and
I think.
The Disruption, yeah, won't save his life at the end of the day. Lucent Beam now being used to full effect as Yapzor will be the second kill for Vici Gaming in that mini engagement, so a 2-for-1 overall.
Secret are definitely not doing too hot in this game right now. It's the Vici Gaming lineup that is getting clearly the most farm. TA is going to be a monster potentially in this game. It's a lot of farm on the Luna. We know what SD Luna can do. And they, like you said, the Alchemist currently level 6.5. I don't know if he
Young
used
11.
the tone
Oh,
there.
boy. Oh, you can see Avalanche tosses it enough to get the kill. It is a huge kill for Young 11.
10-minute Blink Dagger.
He is level 11, has the Blink Dagger now, and that Slark Ace is only level 6 by comparison. That is a huge discrepancy.
He's definitely warming up in this game. He's Young 11. I criticized him yesterday for being a bit inconsistent in some of their games. This is looking great. He was also very good in the early game of this last Centaur game. So I was mentioning he's the type of player who seems to rise to the occasion when it's like really important games and Vici need to win. He has his best performances in the most important games. It's a great asset to have, obviously. And in this game, he has just been styling. Destroyed Fata in lane. Currently 4 kills, got that blink. They didn't key kill on a core. If he keeps this pace up, might just carry the game for his team.
And no deny there for Secret, as LanM showing off that he is level 6 now.
No mana
Young
for
11 on the
Concoction.
backside has the blink available, mid one, dealing some damage to these illusions and getting purified. Here comes the Avalanche Toss combination and the Lucent Beam. They find Sand King. Yapzor, not where he wants to be. 5K net worth lead at 12 minutes against Secret.
Yep.
This feels like game 1 almost.
I'm not that surprised.
You said that every single game, I think.
Huh?
You've said that literally every game.
That I'm not surprised?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that Vici are winning the laning stage. That's what I'm getting at here. Like when you look over their heroes, then and you see the way they got away with their lanes, I don't think this is an unexpected outcome. Maybe that it's this severe, but they managed to secure themselves some pretty good matchups. Like the Tiny versus Magnus. I don't think Magnus should die twice in that lane, but it's still definitely Tiny favorite. Their aggro tri-lane worked very well, and I think Vici are feeling very good in this game.
Very patient here from Young 11 as well. Don't think he can combo Fata by himself, but he does have a substantial lead right now. Of course, Blink Dagger has been online for a while. TA also has one. We'll be working towards the Desolator. Oh, Fata actually finds it the other way around. The Avalanche does hit. The RP expended. Here comes the TP
Nice
support from
stuns, nerds.
Yapzor. Young 11 is pretty tanky overall. And look at this, 4 heroes against Young 11. Can he get the blink off in time? It's going to be close. The Purification cancels it. We have more Ace coming in as well. They do find the kill. It takes 4 heroes, and it's going to cost them a tier 1, but they desperately needed that one.
Base created.
Indeed.
Oh man, the status resistance is so disgustingly powerful. Like that kill on more or less any other heroes takes 5 seconds, and that one took like 20. To chase him for so long because their RP lasts like a second and a half. Sand King stun lasts a second and he runs away. Yes, they do get the kill. I do not think that was really worth it when they lose this integral tower in mid for it. But I think Secret feel like they have to do something. I don't think you can just sit back and farm. This Tiny will be taking over the map, so gotta be the ones to make the moves sometimes, and they have to be willing to pay for it. That was not a cheap kill.
Paparazzi with the Mask of Madness now. And we'll see if we have... At what point does... How comfortable does Vici feel in this game? Obviously they have the 5k lead. They don't know that necessarily, but in terms of lineups in the mid stage of the game,
I think they feel
pretty comfortable.
very comfortable.
So you don't want to force fights with Eclipse, anything like that. You're just happy to defend and
I think you keep pushing waves at least, and just mid lane, Lan M.
Lan M, he's just a fat body in the middle here. Young 11, there's the GA by Puppey, but mid one taking substantial damage. A Lucent Beam is enough to take him out. And just like that, Secret on the retreat. It looks like Puppey might be next on the list as this Concoction. He dies in mid-air, double kill for Paparazzi. Paparazzi is having a hell of a series.
Yep. I think it really comes down to the laning from Vici. That was so good in this game that they're in this position. They're going to just keep the ball rolling, go bottom. They got a couple kills. TA was already pushing out this wave. I like to see this Luna get involved with that Eclipse, but they don't have to feel like they need to force fights. I think they just need to make sure to push out the waves and play aggressively from a farming standpoint, not necessarily from a killing standpoint. Just put pressure on Secret to secure themselves safe farm. And that is exactly what they're doing. Just ramping this up. You see TA has not been involved in that many kills just yet. He's just
the
getting
avalanche
rich.
toss again. YapzOr pretty low. The Soul Catcher applied. They had the Sentry to see him through the Sandstorm as well. One right click will do it, but YapzOr looks to have the speed advantage of the toss. Finally comes into play. That damn creep following Tiny. There's just a random creep placed there by Ice Frog. And down YapzOr goes again.
Got them a tower though, not too bad. Ace got this top tower for himself with the Empower buff from Fata. Will be farming pretty fast.
He's going for this again,
backing out at the perfect time here. Oh, is he going to get found out? No. Good TP.
Would have been a blind avalanche, but not to be this time around. Shadowblade now picked up by Ace, so
yep. Good
at this point, now Secret perhaps tries to go on the offensive despite being behind by 7k.
I think they do. I think they have to have this feeling of pressure on them in this game. They must know that Vici Gaming is farming this much. They know how TA works. They know what kind of game she's having. They know the start Tiny had. So, and I think more than anything, they also know what's going to happen when BKBs start coming out. Like, that's a really big problem for their lineup. It's annoying for Slark to deal with. It's really annoying for Leshrac to deal with. Sand King can't do much. Nice reaction there coming out from Ace. Quick on the pounce. But, you know, both Luna and TA, natural BKB carriers. This is a great BKB game. They will be building their standard ramp-up items to keep the farming pace up and being able to fight still, regardless if they have to. So we have got the Blink Deso 16 minutes in on Ori. Really good timing. Luna will be finishing her Manta, and I think both of them will just go BKB next item. And at that timing, I don't see Secret's lineup standing a chance at fighting them.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be a Roche then. You know, that's another thing we haven't covered. This Dire lineup is so good at killing Roche. They have Meld and Acid Spray. It's like some of the best abilities in the game to kill Roshan. Only second, really, to Corrosive Haze, which has not been available in many of our games. I really like this Vici draft in this game. It's
quite strong.
So solid to me.
Paparazzi working towards his Manta style right now. Young 11 for an SNY. Lan M, of course, this is a hero we don't get to see as support very often, but with one level of Greevil's Greed, that's when he can start taking off in the farm department. Similar to almost like a Doom, I would say. Of course, they play very differently, but you just have to be careful. If you're behind, he can really snowball into a core at some point in the game. But probably going to be going for, I would see, like Solar Crest at some point. He actually is going for a Solar Crest right now with that drums intact. And there we're going to see exactly what you just said. Acid Spray, plus Deso,
double damage.
Plus Meld.
Or?
Who has double damage?
No, there's no double. Never mind. I thought I saw double damage.
Maybe super blue.
It's like there's a blue glow on Luna that tricked me a little bit into double damage.
That's just her face, I'm pretty sure.
Her face is trailing behind her when she moves. It sounds pretty... I don't know about that one.
Well, either way.
New
Secret.
Bench.
I feel like they have to do something this game.
Yes.
They can't just stay back, play defensive, hope for the best. They do have good high ground with Magnus and, of course, great defensive capabilities in Omni Knight. But at the same time, we're talking about a Luna Shadow Demon. You don't really have to commit too much to take towers once it gets to that point of the game.
It's a support Omni Knight, which is in sharp contrast to what we usually see with the position 3. Omni Knight is really good with items, but without any items at all, it can be difficult to get in position to cast those spells, and you're a very easy kill.
Yeah.
If he gets jumped, Puppey will get destroyed in 2 hits by this TA, so he has to be a lot more careful than usual. And what it really comes down to is, so we were looking at the draft, right, and the panel said it was pretty even, and I agreed with them, but if the laning stage goes like this, it's not even. If Vici would have just played a regular safe lane with their Luna SD and let the Slark free farm his safe lane while just having the Magnus in the offlane getting what he could and giving Lesh a good start mid, then Secret would have probably been pretty happy. But like this, Vici Gaming just secured themselves a really big advantage. And makes you wonder if there was something Secret could have done to avoid this laning.
So what you're saying is because they lost the laning stage, it's not even anymore. That's basically what you just said, which is literally common sense. LAN and company grouping up towards mid. And
give us a stats like
more pressure to be applied to this tier 2 mid. But you're right. Omni Knight as a support, obviously going to be struggling in the level department, and it's all about positioning with that hero. And it's not like he's going to get an Ags anytime soon, be able to cast that GA globally.
No. If anything, I think Puppey wants either an Aetherlens or a Blink.
Do you think there's any chance we see Nullifier from Vici on top of the Demonic Purge to be able to take off GA?
There's a very good chance.
Who would pick that up? Would it be
I think TA after BKB. It's actually a really good item this game in general. I could definitely see that. There's a good chance that Secret's heroes also want to buy Ghost Scepter this game against the TA. And it's a double-edged sword against Luna, but might need it on Leshrac. Like, it feels like he's just going to die if he doesn't have that item. Goes in.
And it looks like this tier 2 tower might fall here. As Fata comes in with a double RP into the skewer, into Ace with an Empower on top of him. That is Lan M dropping to the deck. Puppey pops the GA and will go down to the Eclipse. They're going to find 2 on the back end here. 2 for 2 to start this fight. YapzOr looking for a Burrow Strike. Ori, of course, dealing so much damage. Ace has to pop that ult. Avalanche Toss will not connect. And Ace struggling to get away as a double kill will find for Ori. And he's almost done with his BKB, and this just looks miserable for Secret right now.
There is an Epicenter available on Sand King. I'm not sure they kept track of that. He just got his 20-minute Blink Dagger. Very late Blink Dagger timing for YapzOr, by the way. One of the more greedy 4 players will generally have this earlier, but has had a hard game. They're going to go high ground. They do not know about this. He's actually channeling it right now. Going to go in on the Luna. Good damage. Skewer.
Big skewer as well. Paparazzi looks to be falling, but in fact, he will. He wasn't the one with the Aegis, actually. That was
Sideblade
TA. In the meantime, my lord. Ori, what a beast. Burrow Strike applied. YapzOr has to blink out to safety. And with that Desolator, and of course, Tiny just going to pick up that tree and whack that melee Rax.
Let's go.
And this thing is donezo. The question is, will they go any further? Avalanche, he's looking for the toss on the outside, but looks like they're going to find the kill on Young 11. A little bit of overextension here from Vici Gaming, potentially. They're going to find kill on mid 1 to end up evening that out. But of course, how much time is left on that Aegis?
About a minute and a half.
Okay. So we'll see if they can continue the pressure or not. We have the disruption. Ace has to pop his ult. Lanham's going to stun himself with a concoction. Ace might be looking for some stat steal here, but YapzOr jumps in. They have vision. A couple more right clicks will suffice. And another kill for Vici Gaming. 12K lead at 21 minutes.
A little bit of miscommunication there. YapzOr felt like they could go on the Alk when he self-stunned and Slark could hit, but Ace did not agree with that. Just wanted to get the hell out of there. This TA is way too strong right now. And, I mean, we saw Secret come back in game number 1. I feel like this one is more hopeless, man.
Is this a 95-5?
I don't know. I mean, there's always that RP play, right? Like, it could happen.
Yeah.
It definitely could happen. But I think at this point, that is the only way Secret win this game. They need a really big RP. We're talking 3 or 4 heroes.
And if you catch Tiny, it won't be for long because of that status resistance. Ori jumps in. There's the RP. It's only on the 1. Of course, he still has Aegis, so this might end up not being great. Nice concoction onto 2. They're going to find 1 kill. Magnus looks to be next on the list, trying to get that invisibility going. Ace extremely low. Has to pop the ult again to try to get away. Concoction's going to find the way on mid 1. There's the Burrow Strike from YapzOr, keeping Vici at bay as Young 11 is just in their base. Okay. Well, looks like Young 11 will blink out to safety, and yeah, they're just going to continue the pressure. I mean, why not? 10 seconds on Omni Knight, no GA at the moment.
And no RP is the bigger thing. It's like almost impossible to fight into this without an RP.
They essentially traded RP for Aegis.
Oh, he stopped YapzOr's blink.
Jumps in. YapzOr's getting destroyed, and that Sideblades is also doing a lot of work as the Epicenter coming through as well. Leshrac will find his way to the grave. He has to buy back in this game, and of course, that is not what Secret wants. YapzOr on the deck for 50 seconds, no buyback to speak of. Lan M getting the concoction off. Looks like he might fall to Ace, but no, he's going to think about it. Okay, looks like mid 1 was tossed. End up getting the kill. It's a 1-for-1 there. This Rax is in a lot of trouble. Avalanche toss, not quite there. The toss still available as Ace has to park the Dark Pack. GA keeping him alive for now, but the toss is enough to take him out. And Vici Gaming look to be wrapping up game 3 in style. The double kill for Ori. GG's come out. This was a super fast game. All right. Even draft. Well, what is this stat?
Slacks.
Sum up this game for me, Big Boy.
Yeah, that was a quick game. I think, again, it all comes back to how the early laning stage went. Secret definitely had a game plan of how they wanted to activate this Slark, but Slark has some clear weaknesses in the laning stage, and this aggro tri-lane from Vici, it's not only a good lane, I think it's also heroes that they're very comfortable with. Like, historically, there's been a lot of these, especially in the Chinese region, there's been a lot of Shadow Demon tri-lanes played with this aggressive style with disruption into